Morning. Nice to be back. Yesterday I happened to go to the swimming pool. It was late at night. Idea was to swim, but I just didn't feel like it. But it was looking so nice. And I'd gone to the club which had seen me grow. In fact, it had seen me learn swimming as a child. I still remember my father used to take me there, and my mother was dragged along as well. And I was quickly put into my shorts and then thrown into the water, literally thrown. There was no time for prepare and climb down the steps and all that jazz, nothing. I was just thrown. But what took my fancy was diving. I enjoyed it. And I learned very quickly, and the club has, three diving boards, one small one, a medium one, and then one right on top. And it's still there after so many years. So I remember, because I used to take part in the annual competition that used to be held for swimming, different styles, and then what we call as platform diving. So it was one of those occasions, and this competition normally would happen just before Diwali. So I took it very seriously, and I would go and practice my various different styles of diving. So I used to do a couple of them. One was a freestyle swan dive where you just spread your hands out and go in. The other one was a reverse flip, and the third one was a handstand dive. Something you would have seen if you watched the Olympics. So I would do all three. Now we would get 3 chances, and the best 3, and you could choose whether you want to repeat one particular style or you'd like to do 3 different styles. And then of course the judges would mark you on how clean you launch yourself from the pad and how clean you go in. Now when you say clean, it means your legs go in together like this with your toes pointed down, okay, not up like that. So I had to go in clean, and that would make the difference. So anyway, long story short, I would earnestly go and practice. A day before practice, I still remember, I don't remember the year, I had gone up. Everyone had left the pool area because there was a tombola function going on in the main hall, in the main lawns, and I could see it from the top of the diving board. So I'd gone right to the top. The underwater lights were on. There was nobody in sight. I said, okay, I'll do one last shot and then see how it kind of pans out. And I went up there. I wanted to do a flip. So basically you stand the other way and then you go down this way. So I stood over there, the platform like this, and I was supposed to launch myself off like this, turn, and then go in to the water. So I was there and I launched myself. I felt myself move off from the slab, turn around, go in. But this time when I went in, I didn't go in straight into the water. My neck was bent and the water hit me on my neck over here. I could hear it was like a loud, tight slap. Very, very strong. It was a sting, literally a sting. I could feel the heat in the water. I came out, went towards the stairs which are there on the other side. I climbed up. The moment I climbed up, I collapsed. I could not feel any movement in my body. I could see, I could talk, but I could not feel my legs. I could barely feel my hands and movement in my fingers. Man, it shook the living daylights out of me. Literally, I was wondering what the hell happened, and my neck was still burning. And there was nobody there. I tried to move, I tried to crawl. You've seen those war movies, the guy gets shot a couple of times and he's trying to crawl. I couldn't do that also. I was just lying there, literally paralyzed. Somebody then happened to come there, and I shouted out for him. He came close to me and happened to be a friend of mine again. So I told him, look, this is what happened. I can't move. Fast forward, I was taken to the hospital and the doctor told me, okay, press my fingers. So I was able to press with my fingers. So he said, okay, you're all right. But you've hit your spine and the nervous system in the spine. With the result, you lost all sensation. It'll take some time, it'll come back. So it's like, it's been pressed, and now it will have to take some time for it to release itself and come back to normalcy. So I just couldn't move, and my neck could never be straight. They had to put me in a brace like this, because if they removed it, I would fall off on one side, depending on which side the weight is. I'd either fall this side or I'd fall this way. So they put a brace like that so that my neck would remain this way. And I think I was taking a liquid diet at that time. 1 month. It took me 1 month to recover. And in that 1 month, I kept thinking, what went wrong? How come after so much of practice, I still went in the most horrific way and hit my neck? And I said, there's only one way to find out. After I got well, I went back. And everybody who knew about this accident, they said, are you mad? What's wrong with you? You'll hurt yourself again. Da da dee da da. I said, no. If I don't do it, that fear will remain inside me. I need to find out what went wrong. So I went up there again, and this time there was a coach over there. So I went up there, again stood, inverted this way, and then I realized what had happened. At that point of time, I was in a hurry to finish the last dive and then go for the function. Thereby, I was not able to picture the entire sequence of me launching myself, inverting, and going in straight. I could see myself invert, but I did not see the image of me going into the water. I did not see that image. Thereby, not seeing the complete picture of the entire process. Then, I again stood there, like this, waited for a few minutes, a minute at least, took a deep breath, and when I was ready, I could see the entire the sequence of events, launching, turning, going in, and I could see myself going straight. So I launched myself, inverted, and I went in clean. The moment I went in clean, that's when I realized, had I stuck on to that fear with those images of being paralyzed and not gone back up there, I would have never been able to not only throw out the fear, but in fact improve my performance. And that's exactly what happened. I went on to win that segment of the competition. So what I'm trying to say here is, friends, many times we do get shaken, but it's always good to go back to that scene and replay what happened and make an attempt to correct it. And it's perfectly okay if you're not able to correct it that instant. A couple of attempts you will get it, and sometimes you may not get it. It's okay, accept it, give it a break. Maybe later on you'll attempt it and you'll be able to succeed, but attempt you must. And trust me, this lesson has given me so many victories later on in my life and continues to do so. So give it a thought. All those incidences where you had fear knocked into you and you didn't go and attempt to complete whatever you were trying to accomplish. Don't be hard on yourself. Need to plan. You need to see if you're okay with it, and then go ahead and do it. You are the only one who can decide whether you want to attempt it and succeed, or you want to let it go and try later. So give it a thought. It's worth it. Have a lovely day.